Welcome. Today, we'll be learning how to use the HHAeXchange app so that you can perform your EVV with ease. Let's start by downloading the app, which can be found on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search HHAeXchange and look for the one with this logo. Tap Install and wait for the download to finish. Once you have downloaded the app, you will be asked to select a preferred language. Select the language you're most comfortable with, and it's finally time to register your account. To do this, you must first tap the Sign Up button located at the bottom left of your screen. This will redirect you to the registration page where you'll put your email address, which will act as your username login, and to make a password for your account. The password must contain a minimum of 8 characters, which includes at least 1 capital letter and 1 number. After you've registered your account, you will receive a verification message on the email that you've provided. This means that you've successfully created an HHAeXchange account. The next step is to open the app and sign in, using the username and password you've created. Once you're signed in, tap the 3 dots on the top right and select the Update Profile option. This will redirect you to the Create Profile page, where you will input the requirements to create a profile. After filling up the requirements, tap the Create button and a message will pop up. It will confirm that you have created a profile and will display your mobile ID. You will receive a second email after successful registration, which will contain your mobile ID, as well as instructions on how to log in and use the mobile app. Now that we've finished registration process, let's learn more about the app and how to use it. Let's start with the main screen. Here's where you'll be able to keep track of your schedule, as well as clock in and out of a visit. Clicking the icon on the top panel is where you can switch between agencies. You must provide your mobile ID to your agency for proper syncing with the system. The Today's Schedule tab is used to review and clock in and out of scheduled visits for the day. Unscheduled visits allows you to submit EVV for unscheduled visits. You will create an unscheduled visit for any patient which you have access to by selecting the patient profile. Select the patient not in the list option to create a new visit, if asked to provide service for a patient you've never worked with before. EVV for an unscheduled visit generated via the patient not in the list option will be automatically sent to the call maintenance option with its status being unscheduled, patient not selected. If there is ever a case where a caregiver attempts to create an unscheduled visit, but there's already a scheduled visit for the same patient on the same day, then there will be a warning message that can prevent duplication of visits on the call dashboard and missed visits option. You can select Visits option to review all scheduled visits up to 2 weeks in advance. Next will be the Patients option, where you can view a list of all the patients you have access to. Select a patient to view their info and their visits. Multiple addresses will appear in the Patient Info tab if entered in the patient's profile page. Clocking in and out. To clock in, go to the main screen and select Today's Schedule. Next, select the patient's name and the Clock In button. Then select GPS to submit an EVV. If you successfully submit the EVV, a green timer will appear under the Clock In button. If it appears red, then the EVV submission was unsuccessful. When the visit is complete, click the green Clock Out button on the Clock In page. If the visit included a plan of care, the caregiver is prompted to select the duties performed. Select the green circle for duties performed and the red circle for duties refused. In addition, select the Refused Duty Reason option if the agency requires the functionality when a duty is marked refused. Click Save once the required screens are completed, and you will be brought back to the Visit Details page with a confirmation message. Click OK to return to the main screen. On the main screen, select the Settings icon to access additional features, such as password change, seeing which agencies are linked to the mobile device ID, unlinking from an agency, and the Review User Agreement terms. Click the Help icon to access the mobile app user guide at any time. Caregivers can search for patients they have access to, or have previously provided for. To do this, open the patient's page and click the search icon to open the search bar and see the entry of either a patient's name or their address. The app offers language options to accommodate caregivers with their preferred language. To change the language of the app, go to Options page by clicking the icon on the top right, then select Change Language. A list will show all the available languages. Simply select your preferred language and click Apply. Upon application, all menu items will appear in the selected language. The app also features an offline mode, which allows caregivers to use the app when an internet connection is unavailable, but will synchronize later once connection is available. Synchronization will occur when any of the following actions takes place online: logging in, switching agencies, or changing languages. There will be an indicator if offline mode is active. An alert will appear at the bottom of the home screen. When in offline mode, the caregiver can access visits via the Today's Schedule screen to clock in and out, as well as enter duties. Outside of the actions mentioned, all other mobile app functions are unavailable. Selecting any other functions will result in the network notice screen. Take note of the following warnings regarding the behavior of the app when offline mode is active. When online, visits created on the same day by the agency are immediately available to the app. In offline mode, however, new and modified visit data will not be available until synchronization occurs. If the caregiver is in the Today's Schedule page while online then suddenly goes offline, the caregiver will be redirected to the home page, where the offline mode active message will appear. The caregiver may start a visit, which will then be altered by the agency. In a case like this, any reconciliation of that visit must be performed manually by the agency after a synchronization takes place. When offline, the confirmed time of a completed visit is calculated using the device's local time and reconciled with the HHAeXchange system once internet is restored. Also, when offline mode is enabled and a caregiver performs a clock-in through an unscheduled visit, then the clock-out must be performed using Today's Schedule. Because credentials cannot be authenticated with the HHAeXchange system when offline, the app securely stores the last known credentials on the mobile device for the caregiver to log in when in offline mode. The user will be allowed 3 login attempts before prompted to wait 3 minutes to retry. To reduce the number of out-of-range exceptions on the call dashboard, the app has been updated to provide guidance using the GPS EVV method. With this enhancement, a caregiver is presented with their real-time location on a map relative to the patient before committing to the clock-in and clock-out. Once the feature is enabled by the agency, the caregiver will be presented a real-time map location relative to the patient's address. This will help evaluate and approximate in-range coordinates before confirming clock-in or clock-out. Lastly, the directions map displays a 5-mile wide view with a blue dot marking the exact patient address. You can zoom in or out to get a clearer view. It also displays transportation routes and nearby buildings, so the caregiver will have an easier time to pinpoint the location. You have now learned the basic info and features of the HHAeXchange mobile app and will have an easier time clocking in and out of shifts. Thank you for listening and have a great day.